Hi, I'm Mike Gondek. I'm a full-time RVer, and I'm the host of the YouTube channel Random Bits RV. Right now, we're outside Brighter Products in South Bend, Indiana, waiting to get into the bay to get some upgrades done to my solar system. And I thought it would be fun to take the camera around and talk to some of the other customers and see what they're getting done and see what they think about the work they've received at Brighter Products. Let's go talk to some other RVers.
Hi there, my name is Don Burrows. I am in front of my little 26-foot Mini Winnie here. Quick story, I had solar put on my unit, 5 panels in Rapid City, South Dakota. So after I had my solar installed, I came up to Gillette, Wyoming, and I attended a presentation that Avanti Lalwani gave on solar. Everything that she described that I should find on my roof was different than what I truly found on my roof. So I asked her after the presentation to please come and take a look at the installation and see what she thought of it. She climbed up, she came back down, and she said, "I've got bad news for you. All your 5 panels are put on incorrectly. They're mounted directly to the roof as opposed to away from the roof, so you're going to have heat and leaking in the roof, and the same thing went for the wiring. And in addition, I found one of the panels was completely unattached to anything, so I would get no power at all." She invited me to come up here to Brighter and said, "We can take care of you. You can boondock here once we get you squared away, and then see how long you can boondock for." So I did. In addition to fixing all of my solar issues, we've discovered that the inverter that they put in, as well as the 2 lithium batteries they put in, were inadequate to let me boondock and use all of the circuitry in my coach. So they're going to upgrade that as well. And as a final thing, they found a tear in the topper on my slide out, that's my bedroom, that was causing leaks. They took care of that too. So bottom line, if you're looking for 100% fine attention, this is the place to be. These people fix the screw-ups that the other people do.
Hi, I'm Mark Gerard in South Windsor, Connecticut. I'm here at Brighter to have a solar and battery install done. I was led here from reading in FMCA magazine because they are associate of FMCA, and so I did a little bit of research, and we were out in Michigan last year and stopped in to see them, and I was very impressed with Avanti and her knowledge of solar. And I saw one of their installations which was very clean, so I decided to come back out this year and get solar and batteries put in my coach.
Hi everyone, my name is Ray Quintel, and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm here in South Bend, Indiana at Brettix having some work done to my motorhome. How did I get here from Las Vegas? I was at a rally at Gillette, Wyoming, and there were numerous vendors that were talking about their batteries, their lithium-ion batteries, and their solar panels. Previous experience, I'm from Silicon Valley, and I was involved in several projects of solar panels, so I learned a lot there. So during these seminars, I would ask each one of these presenters questions. Most of them were very good salesmen, very friendly, but they didn't know that much about solar panels. So when I went to the one seminar that was put on by Brettix, this young lady walks in, and everybody kind of looked at each other and kind of went, "Oh, a lady." And she was so well prepared, not only in the presentation, but in her knowledge. I asked probably 10 different questions, and there was no hesitation. She had the answer. So afterwards, after the seminar, I went up and talked to her, and I actually went to her booth 3 times. And I wanted solar. I've got 38 solar panels on my house, and I wanted solar on my motorhome because I like to go dry camping a lot, and I wanted a lithium-ion battery. So we discussed it. She looked at what my requirements were that I wanted and what she could give me, and we communicated back and forth for about 2.5 months via text. We finally decided, and I had to get her all sorts of information on different electrical components in my RV. I drove here from San Antonio, Texas, that I was at another business function at, just to have Avanti and Bredex do it. I wanted a company that could not only put in my solar panels, but could also put in my lithium ion. If there should be an issue, I didn't want one company saying, oh, that's the other party, and this party saying, oh no, it's the other party. I wanted to go to somebody that would take care of all my needs, and if I had an issue, I'd say, what's the problem? What needs to be done? I've been here a little longer than what we had planned due to some issues that came up with some electrical components. I have a 2014 Fleetwood Expedition, and so some of the electrical modules are not the latest revision. I want to emphasize that we set a price before I came here, and that the company has probably spent about 5 times as much on labor as it was quoted. And one of the outstanding things was she was more concerned, and when I say she, I'm talking about Avanti, she was more concerned about making sure that everything was done correctly, which was my main concern, than how many hours. She's only charging me for the hours that were quoted. And that is something that I really, really, really respect. She's done a fantastic job. If you were to meet this young lady, she's probably 4'9", weighs all of maybe 110 pounds. And she gets in there with the wrenches, and she does just as much work as somebody she's mentoring. And they've done a fantastic job. The quality is more than I expected, to be honest with you. I thought I was going to have to go home and tweak this and cover this and put wrap around this, and they've done all that automatically. So I have no doubts that if you come to Bredex to have your work done, it's going to be done correctly, no matter how long it takes. She's made numerous phone calls to engineers in 3 different companies about their components to see what you could do about getting them to talk to each other. So I'm happy. My panels are actually putting out more than what we figured engineer-wise. So one of the things I like is all the things that you can see on the Bredex batteries on the screen. How much you're using, what the charge is, the self-equalizer, in a metal case. You can take it apart. It can be refurbished if need be. Those are some of the reasons why I selected Bredex. And I have no doubt that if you really want just information, that if you contact them, they'll be more than happy to work with you on figuring out what your needs are, what your requirements are in the long run. And you might want to do it in 2 phases. You can talk to her about that. So I'm really a happy camper right now, and as you can tell, the weather isn't the greatest here, and but my panels were still this morning in this heavy clouds was still putting out more than what they thought they were going to be. So again, I'm a happy camper, and hope to see everybody at a rally sometime.
What did you get installed?
I had 5 solar panels. I wanted 400 watts. But the dimensions were just too big for my motorhome, so I got 5 375 watts. Then I got 6 lithium-ion batteries installed, and there had to be a reconfiguration of my battery pan, which they did. One of the concerns was there's a space where the battery is, and the engine's right there, and the rear tire, that it was going to splash up water onto the battery. So they put this special, and I say special because it was actually developed for the military, a barrier protecting my batteries from any splashing or anything like that, well installed. It wasn't, excuse the words, Mickey Mouse. It was done really well, and I think it's going to be a big, not only a savings in cold weather to keep my batteries warm, but also from keeping anything getting splashed on my batteries.
So it's my turn. I'm going to keep my story brief, but in January of 2021, Dawn and I took our rig to go visit family in Austin, Texas. And you may recall from the news that Austin had a unprecedented blizzard and freeze conditions. In fact, the entire state of Texas, for the most part, was without power, and then later without water. We went to bed the night before the big storm hit, and we were plugged in. We were at a campground, so I thought everything was going to be safe. We're plugged in. My heat is working. Everything is fine. That next morning, I woke up to realize that we had lost power somewhere in the middle of the night, and we didn't miss a beat because our lithium batteries took over just like they're supposed to, and everything was just fine. Now, I know that since there's probably about 6 inches of snow up on my solar panels, unless I climb up there in 6-degree weather and sweep the snow off the solar, I've got to get a generator started. And because the way my motorhome is designed, the house batteries start the generators. So I was one start away, pushing the button, I was one start away from whether or not we were going to survive or thrive in blizzard conditions in Texas. Well, lo and behold, I went ahead to start the generator, started right up, and now my RV became a life raft, if you will, not only for us, but for our neighbors. I did top the water off the night before. I did have a full tank of diesel, so I know with a full tank of diesel, I could pretty much go a long time running my generator. But if it weren't for the fact that my Brighter batteries were able to start that generator in sub-freezing temperature, we would have been in a lot of trouble. But not only were we not in trouble, but we were able to help our neighbors by getting their rigs charged up. We plugged one neighbor in at a time to our outside outlet, and everything was ready to roll. And so I'm very thankful for the Brighter batteries and the Brighter products. And that's all I've got. Thanks.